You know what it mean? You get eye, you can't see. You get mud, you can't tell your folk can't even walk. People hating you because you in the cap. Why you got the lay in the cap? You're all in the community. What if I say they did for those with disability? Then come and say they reopen the school. You now see hungry people go to school. Instead of giving job to the jobless, hope to the hopeless, home to the homeless, they manipulate the system and make it worse. Now they come and make it even by the cup of rest. One man in more than 3 positions, the same thing they were against when they were opposition. You tell me what we didn't do, so they think they got peace and justice, nothing for the poor. To be a money, they want to sell a soul. Either you cross the road or you bend down low. But I'm lying, I pray that my people rise. That one day, but we show they get all of the crowd. We need to
when I see my country blessed with all the natural resources, and yet instead I see my people living in abject poverty, then I question myself, where have we gone wrong? I just wish I have the power to share the national way, so everybody can have a taste.
Well, I will speak because people exactly somewhere are passing the road my comfort. Spend my own money to bring him to power because we thought
to reconcile.
Yesterday we're going to be right today.
Still have to tell you that Liberia is there, it's well, things are moving very well. As you know, when we took over, we felt that it was necessary, first and foremost, to reconcile the country. Still have to tell you that Liberia is there, it's well, things are moving very well. As you know, when we took over, we felt that it was necessary, first and foremost, to reconcile the country.
I said, gentlemen, good morning. This gentleman, this Alex boy, has the habit of recording people and taking pictures and going to Facebook and telling a completely different story. So I'm going to surrender my cell phones to you before we even begin to talk here, and you take his phones as well. I handed my phones over to the police. They tried telling the young man to get his phone. That poor misbehaved. That poor misbehaved. Not knowing the boy had already taken my picture. He had already taken my picture, sent it to Facebook, made it look like he carried me to the police station when I was the one who had complained him, and the case is still with the police. They are coming here Monday to speak to witnesses who saw him pick up a shovel, and it was advancing towards me with a shovel to do what he said he would do, to murder me. That boy cost my mom died in 2007, Sarah Burton, over. All rest of soul. That boy cost my mom up and down and up and down and up and down. And so some of you will wonder, why is he doing that? Are you paying his money? Absolutely yes. We paid a lot of the money. The money has come to
What kind of people they so?
They have 12 to 30,000 personnel. They have 7 aircraft. They have armored vehicle. They have a navy. Our AFL, look at this. This is to the journalists here. You can the 4 billion we have given them is the right step. We need to
money. I hope that when we discuss the budget in December, we will double the AFL budget going forward so that we can recruit. We are in here 2,000 military. Come on now. We have to do that. That's that.
Yeah, so see, that's what common sense, wisdom, and knowledge must be applied. For instance, today, and we're closing today, and most of you follow in the social media, right? According to law, session should start 10 o'clock. When we started 7:45. And I see people all on Facebook saying the laws have passed and supplementary affirmative. I can confirm that I'm a lawmaker and I'm saying in the time for all of you. I suppose I'm part of my district, so I don't have some things. Nothing was passed. You know what was done? The only thing we said it that because the guys are arguing majority, they say they want their money before they can sign it. So you will find out that the news is coming up, but the actual thing is not true. That document is saying that no signature. We will hope that when our payment come back next week or during the weekend, which is Friday or Saturday, then before one person will just sit somewhere and sign for everybody, then they announce that the budget has been passed, supplementary budget has been passed.
One more freedom for one more freedom for
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a beautiful Monday morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia. What a great way. We'd like to welcome all of you folks. And this is the People's Radio. And of course, you're listening to the nation's most informative breakfast platform, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9, beaming light, clarity, energy. And this is where we discuss the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Liberia. Good morning to all of you, just wherever you are this morning. What a pleasant way we like to welcome you to yet another intriguing edition of the nation's premier breakfast conversation. Good morning to our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast. Too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia. Oh, yes, indeed. When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. But when it became the time, they're raping our children. They're corrupting our money. They're beating our students. What kind of people they so? What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter, you raping our women. Oh yeah, this morning we're gonna go up Capitol Hill. Too many things, too many critical national decisions were made, and then the backlash. You know, the president reconvened the legislature in keeping with law on an extra 10-day sitting to look at critical instruments. The printing of some 79 billion Liberian dollars, which decision is on hold. I'm told the Senate put a hold on that. that which we are hearing lots and lots of rumor around. Some sources have it that some members of the Senate were preconditioning the approval of the proposal for 79 billion new Liberian dollar banknotes to be printed and making some financial solicitation from the Ministry of Finance and of course the Central Bank of Liberia, that which we've not actually been able to verify, but we've gotten promise of some recording because we've said we wanted to see evidence, but it is being whispered. It's important we let you know. It's up to those Senator, Lofa County Senator Jala remains at this heartbeat of this allegation. I saw a comment from the press office of the Liberian Senate denying any possibility of that. But this is it. And then on the front, the passage of the supplementary budget has concluded, but in an unusual pattern, at the lower house, the House of Representatives, some member alleging that others were being bribed, collecting money, that in fact they did not even see any instrument. But what they had to do was to just be assured that they will be paid some money either over the weekend or during the course of this week. Folks, these are all some of the things that were happening. And then at the Senate end of it, Montserrat Darius Dillon walked out. He said that in keeping with the procedure, the budget note as transmitted from the House is supposed to be accompanied by the copy of the budget for them to look at, argue, and review, and can have a decision. And the pro tem was not prepared to do that, and that they actually passed on a budget that they did not see. So they don't got furious, they don't walk out. And Gbapolu County, Amara Corner got himself in some hot water with his own allies, his own alliance, folks. The Unity Party, the intolerant Unity Party, who runs after people for the truth, who runs after people for demanding transparency. It seems like they're after Amara Corner, and the weekend has been very, very busy.
They say they were freedom fighters. When they were
pros and cons.
Say they were liberators. But when they
So Amara has raised what many believe is a significant gap in financing for the armed forces of Liberia, but in a comparative manner with the capacity of the Guinean army, and leaving the core issue, Nimba Yantoye thought to spin the aspect of comparing with the Guinean army, and considering that as an exposure of national security detail that they agree will have remained private. Okay, this is Wakai Dynasty.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
So we're going to look at that in detail and weigh in on it and how we see it, tie into comments from the president of the Press Union of Liberia, The Press Union of Liberia, our president, highlighting the gross disregard and disrespect for press freedom, freedom of expression. And then we tie into all of the other practical evidence of persecution directed at people for their comments and remarks and positions on critical national issues that contradict the standing of the government. Oh yeah, it's becoming interesting. And we will also take a flight to the Liberia Airport Authority. You all remember an advocacy we started here. And we pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed the government, pushed the office of the president and those in charge of the investigation to see reason and understand that indeed comments and remarks and allegations and accusations from the belly of the board of directors to its head, to its chairman, Yamaten, were frivolous, co-opted, calculated, defamation that needed no serious attention. And so, of course, the committee has released its findings, and they have concurred just with every line and everything we say here. So yeah, that's how we are contributing to shaping good governance in our country. We see the issue, we bring it up, and of course we mount the necessary pressure on those in charge. You know, when we even started giving cases that informed the investigative team that we were actually aware that they were on the spotlight. We were watching them. We saw what happened with NOCA. We saw what happened with NAFA. We saw what happened with Commerce, Army Moda, and that we were keeping an eye on them. So kudos to the committee, and of course, for once, kudos to the president for listening to us and acting so rightly. This is what we want the president to be doing. This is our country, and our views must be considered, not deemed backing dogs. For our interest and desire is good governance and the welfare and well-being of the government of Liberia and, of course, the people of this country. My name is Abu, the ship and size of the conversation right here on the big station, the People's Radio, Freedom 87.9, bars of our theme song. And once we come back, we rumble through the issue. Just before we do that, too many things on the international front as well. As another assassination attempt was made on the life of the U.S. President Donald Trump at a media dinner gallery. Thanks to God, the situation was immediately brought under control. The suspect arrested. Interrogations are on. And flipped to West Africa. As the early morning hours of Saturday, I saw Bamako and other very key cities in Mali being ransacked by terrorist affiliates. But in no time, the Malian army, in collaboration with quote-unquote Russian mercenaries, were able to restore order. The bars of our theme song, and once we come back, we go into the issues. Freedom 87.9.
There are crowds in many places. in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. That they can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche, do well for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise from Freedom 87.9. And of course, folks, welcome back to it. This is the Firecracker. And yes, indeed, let's quickly recognize some of you followers here. Quickly this morning, joining. Keep dropping your comments on the different talking points. There are too many things, you know, on a Monday, especially when too many things has taken place over the weekend and all that. So it says Christina Wisse says good morning, following from Iron Gate, Virginia. Clarence Corleone, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following from Millsburg Township, Monrovia, right? Monterado, you mean Alaska Pay, good morning, Senior Comrade Abu. I'm watching from GSA Road. This is Moalu Fufana says, good morning. I'm following from 20th Street. Cecilia Logan, good morning. My son Abu. I'm Sharif. How are you doing? I'm fine. Thanks a lot. This is Eugene Jibble. Eugene says, good morning. Watching from Capitol Bypass. Eugene didn't speak actually. He just said where he was watching from. James Lamy, good morning, brother Abu. Venetia Junior Bar, I'm following from New Cool Town. This is Kate Amar Jala Kamara. Good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia family. I'm following live from Brussels as usual. Thanks. But this morning, Amar did not extend greeting to his people in Salaye. I hope they wouldn't take offense. Ali Fakoli Kuma says, morning, Abu. I'm monitoring you from Jacob Town. Keep it up, brother. Thanks, Ali. This is Mali Gadier. Mali says, good morning, Freedom family. I'm watching from Habel Hill Teachers Quarter. Ezekiel Do, following closely from District 17, Montserrado County. Ayuba El Fufana, good morning, Mr. Sharif. I'm following from Tinkers Village Community. Thanks a lot, big brother, and welcome from the Faso. I know Ayuba, they were back home on a very big occasion. Henry Tito Jr., good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my residence in Caldwell. Thanks for the great information to our country. Mama Liberia, he says. Asata O. Dawson is watching. Makura, good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia. I'm following from Ganta City, Nimba County, my dear good friend and brother. As always, thanks a lot. Atrawale S. Kam Good morning, Abu. I'm following from Rehab Boss Turning Point. Sorry. This is Lasana Rogers. Good morning, Freedom Family. Francis S. Jusu says, good morning. I'm following from Foya District, Lofa County. I says, this is Pumbu Road Community. Apostle Augustine Noah Darber. Good morning, Mr. Sharif. This morning, I want to know where is Mr. Hagar Gonda, because it's been a long time he has been heard on air. Okay, find inquiry. We'll find time to speak to that. This is Brabi Mba. He says, good morning, Abu Sharif, following live from Bushra Island, Monrovia. Lucini Cooper says, good morning, Freedom Family. I'm watching from Point 4. Okay, comments are coming in. The Jones, kindly share the show, drop your reactions, your comments, and of course, we're going to read them out here. And that's the beauty of it all. This is Satu B. Jabo, Gadi OP, Emmanuel Bro, Emmanuel Jala, of course. This is Kevin Soko, Keseli Freeman from District Number 2, Peace Island. This is Sebastian Tor, Ma Helena and Brown, Thomasin Wiakofa. That's my small brother. Thomasin Wiakofa. I'm picking there. Terry F. Corner, Otaka Kahu. This is Martina Bonner, Slewion Blapor, Eric D. Kwe, Asata Milo. This is Deborah Kade Wia, Chikuma Imurua is also joining, and you have Bobby Jadir, Ruben Kane, my good friend, Jason Dole, John Miller, Spoon King, Sapo King, sorry. This is Ambassador Matus Mata David Jr. Sapo King. I know y'all got a foil. Let the popo on the new bang though. It's not easy. But you know, it's not easy. You're on a max. The Sapo people have been fighting. It's not easy. You know. This is Pokat Robert, my good friend. Okay. This is Musu Kamu. And so we do it. Just 3 more. This is Charles Wuya, Boema, Obento Kiadi, and of course, Sirleaf Boy. Right? Thanks to all of you for joining, folks. And it's a good thing. Keep dropping your comments. And of course, we'll be looking there. So the president is in... the president's out of the country. The president is in the United States of America. He's been there for quite some days now. And of course, you know, I like to always come up. But just before that, yes, the Armed Forces of Liberia has actually commenced or began its recruitment exercises. And I'm told instead of 600, they're now going to be recruiting 1,000. Which is not bad. We need more. I mean, let's do recruitment every other year. The country need defense. We need serious defense. So for me, I support that. And the young people are willing, but unfortunately, those in power are concerned about their gas slip, their scratch card, their travel allowances, their I don't know, all kinds of unnecessarily, allotted payments to a few, when the national defense and security of the country remains, hanging. Rating wise, we're way below. To buy equipment for the army, that problem. But scratch cards. To the point, let me say this, right? There are people in the government, senior managers at the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Authority, we're getting report that the minute scratch card can be planted to the point where they can go in the sidewalk, they be selling their scratch card. Can you imagine? So do we have to be giving people gas slip that they will have to go sell to other people? Though money, we can take the extra money and be investing in the army, investing in healthcare, investing in education, right? We take people getting all kinds of unnecessary benefits beyond what they actually need. And the bulk of them got to be passing around selling scratch cards. Some of them doing scratch card business. But the day I lay my hand on it, you think I'll call the person name. Yeah, they'll get veiled with me, but I'll call the person name. I'll call them out. Yeah, I come and beginning, we'll take picture. Oh, we'll pull the picture out. You see the man carrying a scratch card. You know, I think that standing near the booth. We'll get all the intelligence on it. Well, you know, you got to get the whole playback. Because right now, there's a government here where they're already going after people. So I always like to try hard. I get my lay piece, you know. So I don't get outside there and play with it. And when you run to the court, I bring my own thing outside too. Yeah. So what else is it? Then the president is in the US. But before the president left, I told you that there were misinformation in miscommunication with the purpose of the president's travel and all that. And an unknown group, an irrelevant group, in fact, a group of Nigerians organizing themselves and saying they're awarding our president, not even a recognized, Nigerian organization, but just a group of guys who gather in the US, and, they've been there for long hustling, and they decided they sat in their basement, they put someone a team together, they say peace award, and then they passing it around. So when they want hustle, so I don't know who told them that our president was looking for a war. So I mean, it's got an engineer, so they took the president there, but it was actually a cover up. Let me tell you something. Presidents can be sick, and when presidents are sick, when presidents have aged, they need regular routine checkup. But to start to make it like it is an abomination or it is a violation if the president goes for a regular checkup and you want to keep the details away from the people and all of that, you are creating more doubts around everything, right? I mean, there's no game saying the president went for medical. So you refuse to make that admittance to us in the country, but you went to the airport, right? And the airport, announcers, when the flight came, they were announcing, they said, all passengers with pre-existing medical condition board first. So when they make that general announcement, so it means 6 people now that to the airport are traveling on that flight, yes, you can't even, I will give you a priority. Say the regime and the ministry says the president is not ill, the president is just going for. So why the president had to wake up and form part of those people? Now, I have it here. They themselves, their own media people put it outside, and I told you, I said, okay, because, when I came here, I told you, I said, no, I'm not talking the truth. And I'm not talking the truth. They say, oh, blah, blah, blah. But people inside, they know the thing I can be saying that true. They know. So, yeah. You're just listening. Just listening. You're say passenger with pre-existing medical condition come forward. Then those of you that are watching, you'll see our president working swagger, going. So what does that mean?
This time we're going to be reporting passengers from Sacramento with disability and also our medical conditions. Welcome to report this time.
And yeah, passenger with pre-existing medical condition boarding first. As soon as they announce passenger with pre-existing medical condition, they probably not even wait for it to end for the people more. They probably wake up, swagger, start go. Oh, and say nothing wrong with you. That your category there, that is not supposed to be your category, Mr. President. Or you lied to the country. And people should apologize for that. Look, people are trying to micromanage the president in ways that they are fundamentally and eroding the trust and confidence that comes with the office of the presidency. It is not a crime if an aged president seeks routine medical checkup, right? The nation only depends on people like us to always come and update and tell you, because we have sources. And there is no time that the government has challenged our information in these regards. And you understand? But I'm waiting for one more. The purpose is not to make the president look anyhow, but the purpose is to just keep us updated as a country to know, what is going on. That's our job. That is my job. That's what, we so commitment to. And that's what we are doing. To tell you, it is the head of state of the country is no joke. I mean, we ought to know what is happening with our president, right? At least that will be, on top of the issues. So, of course, the president, part of that, he's going for that whole Nigerian people award thing that the president going for, that cover up thing. We're not even see you at war. Can you imagine our whole president will lead the country to go sit down in Sacramento for Nigerian organization to gain a war? Can you imagine that? No, that is not the actual purpose, but that's just a cover up thing. Leaders do that. And normally what the guys will do at the executive mansion when they have these things and they don't want the country to know, they will be looking all around for someone nearby, occasion. Nearby occasion. I say, okay, yeah, on the 25th of this, these people will be doing, and they contact the people. The executive something. Oh yeah, my man, yeah, we're coming. So they will put that one on the forefront. Right? Flat by Nigerian organization, Nigerian group of young men, organic, yes, nobody know about organic. That was me. I can't mention the name on the radio. I can't get any credence. Nothing. Nigerian men, yes, sit and post on it. So Baga go for Nigerian people a wall. Then you reach to the airport. They say passengers with pre-existing medical condition. So why our president wake up now? You get pre-existing medical condition. After you fail, you well, you okay, you only going for your award. Wait, now you they're talking to the people that are sick. And they mean emergency people. Okay, me I'm not talking Life. But Mr. President, trust me, we're in prayer with you. I wish you very well. Where is Katumu back as well? So you see, the president not here, the Katumu too. We don't know what's going on with Katumu, Alma. You see, me, I'm concerned about the first family. To a lot, the president, his wife. So I always like to make sure that the country is in safe hands. The country is in safe hands. For rack of ages now, we are not seeing Katumu in the public. We've not seen Katumu Baka in the public. We've not seen her at national function. We've not seen her travel with her husband like she used to do. What is going on? I don't know. I'm only asking, because of course we have to know what's going on. We've not seen her involved with too many things. Absolutely not anything, in fact. So what her initiated? What is Katumu really doing? What happened? You ain't give Katumu money. What is happening to the First Lady's office? What is going on with the First Lady's office? I just put it like that. So, what you need to do, you got to do it. What you people need to do, you got to do it in real time. So, stay there in the U.S. because this is the president. They say, oh, we can cover the presidency, blah, blah. So, we're going to cover the presidency now. The president, when he went and addressed, took the podium, the president said, the country is okay. He said, everything okay in the country. Our president, he represented us, he's speaking for us. So he presented a picture to the world about us. So it's important that we react to that one. So, oh, yeah, we agree. Oh, yeah, Mr. President, yeah, it's true. It's not because the world is going to see us through the prism of what the president presents. So is the president presentation accurate? Is the president presentation of what the situation in Liberia is, correct? Right? The president spoke about reconciliation. The president said when he took over, the first thing he tried to do was to initiate reconciliation. Can you confirm that as a citizen? Right? Can we confirm it that indeed the president actually prioritize reconciliation? What is the president's definition of reconciliation in this light? What can we point to, right, as practical reconciliatory initiatives embarked upon by the presidency of the country, right? The harassment of the former vice president somewhere in Dupero, you remember that time, right? Right? The harassment of the former first lady for vehicle by EPS agents, right? The multiple harassment of the former president at the airport by AFL personnel, and of course EPS deployment at his Jamaica residence, and said they were looking for whatever they were looking for, right? The denial of the former president. What is the reconciliation? What is the instance of the president extending olive, right? When was the last time? After how many years? What is the first national occasion since the president became president where you've seen, political actors gather? Where you seen Mr. Uri, where you seen Mr. Cummings, Mr. Weir, for example? When? Where? Why are these people denied, invitation to state functions? Why have we not seen them? What convinces the public that indeed the government is pursuing a path of reconciliation and unity in disagreement? Of course, there will be disagreement. Of course, there will be diversity, but there must be the national strive towards cohesion and, of course, unity building. There can be no compromise on that point. The consistent address and rebuke of the former president and the office of the former president, right? The communication to withdraw security from the former president is indicative of what? The reconciliation. When the president told his audience in the US that his government embarked on reconciliation, what can we point to? We've never ever seen. Is it the demolition of a major political opposition headquarters in the country, reconciliatory? The dismissal of partisans, right? The broad and flagrant violations of the rights of people simply because of their political alignments, Mr. President. Is that the reconciliation? President Joseph Boakai is an elder. He's an old man. He's our old man. You understand? So for people like us, we expect a whole lot in terms of leadership from him. So we are putting him to the wall to deliver. We expect that there is something about leadership in him. So we're always going to push him. We're not going to be the praise singers. We're not going to be, peddling partisan rhetorics. No, we do not serve our leaders like that. Absolutely not. So we demand from them the hard truth. And some of you are so unaccustomed to truth telling, so you find it irritating and unpleasing and all of that. But that's up to you, and it is your business. We owe no apology. And the president understands very well that what we're doing is in his best interest, Mr. President. So we're going to open the phone lines on this one, right, to hear you.
Liberia is there as well. Things are moving very well. As you know, when we took over, we felt that it was necessary, first and foremost, to reconcile the country.
Right? Liberia is there, it's moving, all is well. What is the president's definition of all is well? Right? Critics believe that this is a demonstration of insensitivity on the part of the president to downplay and ignore the cries and complaints, right? The thunderous complaints of the people, right? When you go in the market building, the people are yelling. You go to the hospitals, the people are crying for hospitals bed. You go to the schools, teachers are protesting for lack of pay, right? You go on the streets, people are complaining, times are hard, and the president makes no acknowledgement. And the president paints a picture, right, that he feels comfortable with no acknowledgement of the challenges of the people. This is making mockery out of your citizens. This is being absolutely careless about how they feel, what they go through, what their experiences are, right? You pay no attention to it. And all you care is about the luxury and the comfort that you find yourself in and the accomplishment that you are making. And that's all in your personal life, right? The complaints everywhere. The person goes and, and mount the stage. Just recently, students of the Student Unification Party from the University of Liberia were protesting for job and justice. And there was a loud chorus in the country acknowledging the validity of the students' claim and protests. Right? Nobody disagree with their call for job. Nobody disagree with their call for justice in the country. But yet the president ignores that. The president presents a utopic reality that does not really exist in the actual sense of what is going on in Liberia. What sort of leader is our president? A leader that accepts the truth, faces the reality, and deals with it hands-on, or a leader that lives in delusion, believing in his own deception, right? He deceives himself and he believes that deception to be reality and lives with that deception and exists in a delusional reality. And when that happens, it becomes troubling. So the people suffer. And that's exactly what is going on in Liberia today. Because no matter how loud you sound, no matter what you try to communicate out there, there is no listening ear. Even if there is an ear that hears, it is an ear that pays no attention. Because the ear has, a position already. President of the country is, listen to the president once more. Listen to the president. The president said, this is it. There's a Liberia
is there, it's well. Things are moving very well. As you know, when we took over, we felt that it was necessary, first and foremost, to reconcile the country.
Did the president reconcile? What is the reconciliatory initiative you are aware of? Is everything okay in the country? Okay with your life? 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. And of course, let's hear your thought on this. It's important. It's important. Let's know. How is it? Are you satisfied with the level of reconciliation in the country? Good morning.
Yeah, this is Derek King, an executive member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice.
Go ahead.
I join you for resident. See, Abu, it is quite laughable when we hear Mr. Baka talking about reconciliation, talking about uniting the country. So Mr. Baka looking at somebody who...
But do you agree with the president's presentation?
It's one of those diabolical lies that he has always told the Liberian people. That just one.
Why do you say it is a lie?
But you do not need a rocket scientist to tell you that Mr. Baka has heavily divided this country, saying his Senate. Mr. Baka came to the presidency not calling. What
are some of the evidence? What are some of the evidence of division that he has done to the country?
Some of the divisions, some of the evidence of division that he brought into the country. The first thing he did, he denied the former president, the VIP laws. He went after the former president wife. And aside from going after the former president wife, he went for the former president associate, the board associate. So you see the LTA case, the guy went to court, the Supreme Court ruled in favor. Mr. Baka said, no.
So you think by doing all of that, the president has never tried to reconcile the country?
The president has never extended an olive branch to any opposition group. Not to talk about the CDC, who is a major opposition player in this country. So you can see the level of division that Mr. Baka and his team have brought to this country. So
The president also said everything is okay in the country. Things are fine. Liberia is okay. What do you have to say to that?
Abu, it has become an achievement in Liberia. Nowadays, people cannot go to the way people go in Liberia. Only on Sunday, everybody funny go to eat in the day and they go to bed. Somebody go in the car and they go to bed. The next day they get on their feet, and that's just the issue. You found people getting malnourished all over the place. Mr. Bota, how can you say the country is okay? Is this how country is supposed to be okay when the president and his team are getting richer and the citizens of the country are getting poorer?
Thank you, David King. Thank you, David King. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, ma'am.
Yes, the Jawapa calling for justice. Never concerned Liberia for justice.
Go ahead. The president said things are okay. The country is fine.
Thank you very much. Abu, this man is making mockery of Liberia everything. So when we listen to the old man, when you all follow for the nation, he's making Liberia to feel fine, nothing for him. So say something that is going to say on the
if the president said things okay, he not bring price down. Moali supplying water, LEC all over and stuff like that.
That the same person, no prayer is bring down, we are now putting down.
But LEC floating the president said LEC floating power water available. Everybody sleeping on a current.
The whole committee was dark because if you can laugh at the whole see, it can't go. When anything happens, let me tell you that you never can power with laugh.
So Tina, okay to you? To you, Tina, okay?
Okay. I put it out, okay, it is hard. Very hard. Let me tell you, it is hard. You take it up a job. That's going to put bread on your funded table there. People will go in the way around to come and buy our market. Then you say you the thing is okay, you are few government official and the fear that you privatize for your company, you made it.
But everybody will not work. Everybody will not work in government now. The president say, you're going to make fun.
When you are president, you got for the 2-year experience. You take the government official from local, everybody from local from the key position. Then you pull the other people down because you see it from the other side.
So you think that what the president doing? You think that what the president doing?
That's why he did. And the European getting rich and instead of European so you keep taking the other point from the other side and I start.
But I know some local people they poor. I know some local people they poor. So now all Lufian getting rich.
No, the majority of Lufian they're not poor. And the people that are working the tennis of your people. They say we are poor and daughter for all the same country. The tennis of your people in the community.
Okay, the last one they probably say as soon you take listen to me now. They probably say as soon you take office, the first thing he tried doing his government that to reconcile the country. You think that that's true?
But you know, the first letter that you get to deploy and the police to the airport that they will push on that person we are. But God before God is there and we went there and we protect our president and we bring him home.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Let me take the chair on this line and move to the others. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. My name is Leo Pico, calling from the borough.
Go ahead.
I don't know why I'm going to be surprised concerning our president's statement. Watching our president.
No, it's not about surprise or not being surprised, but let's look at it realistically. You're in the community. The president said things are okay. I mean, do you agree? The country is okay. When you say the country is okay, for example, LEC is on regular, water and sewer is available, prices are moderate, life is affordable, and all of that.
Yeah, president speaking from his side, not speaking from our side.
Okay, from your side, how life looking now?
It was start talking and suppose say, oh, the Allah got better the time some of our born. But is that why the president saying? The president ever tell all that when you were saying like when you all door in the play, he ever tell that we all tell the door that the country all right. Can you tell us that the door when you're referring to that?
So that means the president lie on your knee?
He lying, you know. When the public goes somewhere, you know, now you get to the truth, you know that. I think I always go outside, I go and put finger in here to when you order that to the family. You never stay here and say some statement and I know you want to go outside. But you go out. You do us that you're coming from 35 to 35, is that your way? That's the way to get all right. When you told here that people coming trap, that people doing it more at the going and you tell us that I was not coming to the play, or even the play you live here. Or Now you tell us that the first time when you pour water by I want all water in this country here. Is that how the country can get over? You know, I'm not even your station can be up 24/7. You think your way will be up 1 power grade on. So you know what kind of correct and down and what that I don't know why I say the president speaking for himself.
So how about the reconciliation? The president said the first thing he did in the country when he became president was to reconcile the country. Is that true, or what do you think?
Yeah, that the president where and when and how he put the program. What he had the program and where. So he show or he customary weather he wear every day, or when you go in where some guy is that where he carry the program for reconciliation. That they show how they put your or how they people root to put the re-order the who over invited where. We want the website when they put on the website that they invited anybody for reconciliation. Even the you Abu, is the president we are, is the RCKO people, is the Liberian people where.
So you mean no reconciliation happening in the country? So is the country the country divided?
You know, and you first want to say something, you ask me the question. Where and when, how? Is that the three things yesterday, today, and tomorrow? Now, this one will put in plastic. Event is occasional. Is that event that will be invisible?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna hold you there. Let's take on the WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. This is Edmond Carr, and Abrami, the visually impaired, they're pushing for the return of President. We are a proud member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. You know, the president. Sometimes one will want to think whether the president has not lost his mind. It's serious.
No, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? The president gets report on the daily activities and happening in the country. So based on that, the president make a presentation as to what is unfolding in the country. Do you agree, or you have a disagreement? And you tell us.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. In fact, when you make those kinds of appearances, you tell the truth. What is happening? Your challenges. Based on your challenges, people will be able to come in. But when you go to the kind of places and then you make it to appear as if everything is okay in this country, who do you expect to come into the country if they have anything tangible to do for the Liberian people? The last time, the president was at the General Assembly, he called a lot of people in the billion that he gave into market women, this and that alone to do business. So who could have come to say, oh, we are going to go carry the market macro loan to the Liberian people to certain area to make business, whether they're among the women or the disabled or whatsoever, to be able to help them. So the president is not saying the truth. All is well. Why your interpretation of all being well? When even to pay your civil servant has become a serious problem for you. As we speak, this month, April pay started coming in around the 25th to 22nd for March. But yet you go into the international community, you say, oh, it's well. Electricity is a serious challenge now, Abu. If you have the opportunity to get current for 2 hours, 3 hours, that's the end. Our end here, current left yesterday morning, 4 o'clock. It didn't stop. Last night, it came around 10 o'clock.
Yesterday, LEC said they were doing general cleanup on the dam in anticipation or preparation for the rainy season. So I don't know, I've never heard that before, but they said they were doing general cleanup.
But this is the thing we're telling you now. The guy thinking say the same thing they did when they were in opposition that allowed them to get a mistake president say they would do it while they are not governing the country.
So what about reconciliation? The president
reconciliation is zero.
But
reconciliation is zero. Even the international community no.
But the man managed to bring Sir Joseph Thomas Falade on his side. The people were not supposed to be on his side. So somebody could say that is an act of trying to reconcile your former opponent.
No, these are guys that went to Bouaka because they wanted to protect their investment. These are people that went for personal aggrandizement at the expense of the Liberian people. This is not why you call reconciliation. When the president is having a national issue where you have the major political leaders sitting around the table, You having President Weah, Alexander Comey, you having or Joe or some point in time you will see or Grandma Ellen Johnson Sirleaf around.
But Ellie have mentioned a few of them. So what about that? Maybe the others.
Yeah, that one I say even at that you can see Ellen at some point in time, but that is not reconciliation. Reconciliation where you will reach up the black President Weah did. You will call the entire political stakeholders in the country to come to a round table to discuss, to see how best they can unite and move the country forward. When ECOWAS asked Bouakai to do so, when ECOWAS Commission visited Liberia, it is why they remind him of doing so, to first of all reconcile the country before you talk about development. Man, of that, it became a very serious challenge. Bouakai has not been able to do so. In fact, when Bouakai hear the need of CDC or George Weah, when you're taking Koyoto Bo in the bush for your summit to Rome, you don't want to hear it. So reconciliation is far. That's not true. All of the major national events, you don't see the tenor of opposition community around the president. He continuously pay good for evil at the level of the presidency. So when the president talk about reconciliation, no, there no reconciliation. We will remain divided. The members of the various opposition parties are divided. The leaders are divided only because he feel that he win the presidency and he can run the country all by himself.
What's about government of inclusion? Do you have any other people from the opposition in the room?
0.0. 0.0. Even the old lady that is sweeping on the street making $50, $60, alone you were brought into the government during President Weah time, OUT, out. Example, you go to the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, supplementary budget, all of them left the scene. When you talk about all of the tenure position that got occupied during President Weah time, all of them were threatening, were stealing Liberian people money. But when they agree with Bouakai that, yeah, we can go, he settled them beyond the scene, they went by their business, they sat them. So for what my member can serve me, there is no single major opposition in this government that is serving that I know of that they didn't pledge support to them. Even the one that pledged support to them, he gave me them just, colossal stuff to just show to them that, oh yeah, we're giving you something. So there is no opposition, inclusive that if the government center of Bouakai, and that is why giving him hard time. That is why giving hard time, because sometimes if you bring one or two opposition in, they will be kind of careful how they handle some issue.
Okay.
But he feel that we not take all. So Bouakai is taking all as winner.
So the country is not reconciled.
So to conclude, when I saw that thing on Facebook yesterday, that all is well in Liberia, I said to myself, the president is not just losing his stock, but I believe that he has also lost his mind. And the guys around him, they are not treating him well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. His name is Edmond Kai, a visually impaired man, consistently contributing on the platform. Let's take another 3 from this end. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
And good morning also to the Liberian people in general. For the recognitions for the public, I've spoken about and I want you this morning for our unknown destinations. Brother Abu.
My man, what are you doing on new destination? You credit from somebody because nobody running behind you on new destination. What happened?
You say if I credit?
Yeah, I am asking you that.
No, Abu, I don't go that far. Abu, that would be very real. Or you anything for anybody in the whole country.
But then why you in on new destination?
Because when you got a leader that are very arrogant, vindictive, and respecter of the law, and you have to be very careful.
Is a leader arrogant?
Arrogant.
Okay.
Vindictive. Okay. A respecter of the law.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you gotta be very.
So that all made you in on new destination.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but you have to sometimes kind of way actually be very bold and very realistic about telling the men the
No.
truth.
Forget about my own. Let's talk about my own. Yeah,
Okay, no problem. Yeah. But I would slowly speaking, this private representation is a joke. This representation that people put upon is a complete joke. If your people is hungry, for God's sake, when you go out there and say my people is hungry, you are doing well for us. Then when you go out there and say our God is full, when we are hungry on a poverty.
But we hungry?
You know, Abu is your boss.
No, I asking you now.
Reputation to the border. Abu, you don't have to fear because of CDC saying it or CDC saying it. No matter we all know by the point of being CDC, we are in Liberia first and we are born to be a CDC and we all know by the politics. But go for the other of the quote unquote of the rescue mission. I mean rescue mission. See the crying of the rescue mission. Abu, what you want to talk to the chairman and to the president, those steps. Asking for jobs, they are vulnerable and they are languaging actual property. And now actually the very people or now actually the one now working for.
Okay. Let me ask you. Poga.
The chairman got job. The chairman got job. So what he did, he might have been forced to go to protocol and say another work protocol.
But Poga, and you get friends in the Unity Party?
Again?
You got friends in the Unity Party, man. You got
definitely.
Okay, have they ever invited you? Do you have time out where you sit down? Because if there's reconciliation, if there is harmony in the town, what are the Unity Party? You'll be able to hang out. Do they call you out for hang out and stuff like that?
Abu,
or
the prayer with the same fellow flash together. The prayer with the same fellow is flash together. Don't flash separatively or differently. So the broker behavior is it tuned into the followers.
It has what?
It tuned. They are into the followers.
Okay.
They are into the followers to the extent that our own brother them. That yesterday when we were in power, we don't see them as an enemy. We see them as a friend of association. We see them as a friend of better establishment. Today, friends to be Nicodemus. When we say so down, everybody says, Abu, we say put casket here for us. Abu, one time there was a birthday that was our hurricane went to the park. Abu, when I went there, I was invited. When I went there, Abu, the guy threw the cheers one star and nothing but like the man, my man, what are you doing with the man? The guy they are talking how to preach to one thing. Oh my goodness, they were asking birthday. After going to the party, Abu, the guy see your enemy. The guy.
But the president said they reconcile the country. Everybody's moving along and things are okay.
Reconcile what? Abu, you reconcile. Now straight job or to come to the table when we're talking loosely. But we are calling saying, "Man, come here, issue to the table. Level five remedy." But when you went there, you had nothing to say. When because he hate Trump, that you were talking or recklessly, he walked from the place. But it was a reconciliation. We are calling the table.
Who you talking? Who you talking to?
Abu, my man, you know the president.
No, I know the president. I don't know who.
Okay, they for the president of the public, they can go London.
Oh, what in the
London?
Oh, you go to London again.
They can go London.
Delon na your own man. And Delon na your man.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, but you know it's London. Why be that calling me now?
No, but ain't your man. I say they say that your man. They say.
No, that was my man. I told you, I said all the people have the attitude and the behavior of the president has impacted into the serious state of the thing.
So the man can compare no you again.
Compare no. But they want to compare no with me. It was we when I was getting our second started to feel like they don't but apart from that, for them to be on the rest of that jet as they clean the walls, everything had been cancelled. That was disappointment with them. They not going to compare no with them. What they don't get to give me, nothing alone, nothing what they don't.
The men are senator now. You ain't no poker. The men are senator, so the making concern know you. Are your born?
To what the interest, but it's not for me.
Thank you, Poker. Let me take the last call here, and then we can move to something. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear Bonkane brother, Abu Sharif. I'm Robert Bakoya, born for 17th Street, Barclay Avenue.
Robert, long time, man.
To thank you and thanks to the family of FM for making the Liberian process to be heard on national platform like this. Yeah, you say the president said, I listened to the president lying to the world. You're talking about everything is already reconcile the country. Let me see what some of the things that the reconciliation was by taking, I think, 700 from the Ministry of State.
That go to Bon County, right? That go to Bon County. I saw Senator Prince Moi, who is an agent of the president, making reconciliatory scratch in the county. I saw him and Eugene, JM Colley, who is from the CDC, moving from villages to villages, towns to town, and talking to our people and preaching unity. Isn't that part of the reconciliation the president was trying to talk about?
No.
Okay.
You just talk about praying, come on, boy. You know, sometimes you are myself from Bon County, so now when I hear praying, I get irritated. Praying, come on, boy, yes.
Don't get irritated now. Now, senator, now you get irritated. Everybody protecting their own. So we have to protect our own.
Lie to the people of Bon County. He lies so much. Look at Bunosan. I just left from Bunosan. He lied to the people that road going to be faced from the time they get to power. Go to Bunosan.
But they finish. They stay in power. They move from there, you know. So you can see that probably they
stay. From the beginning, I can't able to go Bunosan around the 17th of. I go there. In fact, I got a report here.
Okay. Let's leave Bunosan. We'll find time to talk about Bon County. Let's come back to tomorrow. Let's talk about the president's statement. President say things are okay in the country. What do you think?
They are not okay yet. The first thing I told you, the president Yahweh imposed 700 from Ministry of State from the job without pay to 400 EPS. The civil service agency 40,000. The MCC 200. Now is transport ministry. Never. Ever. Lord just say even the cause of my own people that collaborate with him. Le Ako to even call and say, yeah, Joseph Jima Boakai had meeting with some political party. Let's forget about CDC. Take CDC from there.
No, but not talk about Ako people. Ako people get job. Ako people not complaining. They ask you to talk for them.
So I thank God for my job there. Yeah. Now, the president has gone to work today, taking people from all the job, running this, demolishing CDC headquarters, and he's talking about the law is the law. But when it comes to the president has gone to work, moving from the speaker position, now, the old man is that day. He took from position today, is that we cannot talk. You know why he cannot talk? Because from Lofa County, they are trying to protect the Lofa dynasty. Now, the president, why the president continue to lie to the Liberian, continue to lie to the world? You know, everything they put the doors, they're fake. Everyone of them are fake. They put in no about leadership at all. From the starting to the last. Everybody just came to lie, everybody just came to loot, and that is going on in this country. Before the balance 4 more years, Abu Sharif. We got to continue to fall because this country will go to negative zero. Where we start from, everybody will be crying more than this. Because this, you know what is happening to Sodom Maboro. The president in the Liberia go through, he said he went to Guinea, there was a memorandum, there was an agreement signed. Where is the agreement? Where the paper? Please give it to us, you Abu Sharif, we're begging you. Please at least put it on the show, at least let Liberia see. Because
no, but I was not there. I didn't go there. I didn't go there to Conakry. The people that went, I didn't
yeah, I'm not saying you go with them, but the information is supposed to be available to you people. We all be giving it to us. But today, no understanding. The Yakako expel for the sea, Solomon Purabo, Guinean stayed there, the Guinea have been gone. The president continued to lie to the people. Let me just end by saying, Prince Kamon Moy like lie to the people of Gonkane. Now he started again. Now my nephew just left from former district. My own clan is Jabayon clan. With the headquarters is Popota. I told the people yesterday they should wait for it. People die fantastic from Keto Ya all the way to Popota yesterday. He kept those people waiting. Nobody go to churches in that place. They were not able to attend. Pray Moy, come on, Moy, who have been lying to our people. When you went to David Time to put nothing there.
Okay, Robert, I will call please. Don't worry, I'll call the senator. Senator will address those things. Those ones that minor issues. And probably something happened and then the schedule changed. But I tell you what, Prince will definitely come. What happened to the ferry to David? You come through.
What happened to the ferry to David?
My man Tina is the government said not deliver and then I print. You gotta understand. Tina is a tough. The man trying that small now. But he said print one more do everything. Okay, all right, Robert. We'll find time. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so that is that. But we gotta hold it right here, right? We gotta hold it here, and then quickly we'll flip to another thing, and that is something that's happened, and that's laudable, and we hope and pray that things will continue that way. You see, when you have a nation and you have a government that listen, and of course, while listening, taking on some positive revelations that's coming from those you believe to be opponents is important because it helps strengthen governance. It helps corrode. It helps correct, administrative erosion. Because what was trying to happen at the LAA, the Labrador Airport Authority, was absolutely despicable, and of course, it had to take us to come in and say, you know what, this is not going to happen because it's becoming a pattern, and we were primarily opposing that pattern. And this is it. So, in regards to what was happening. And then 2 weeks or so ago, we had a conversation about it. We said, look, Jan Martin, first of all, to begin with, is a unity partisan, which is his right, guarantee under our laws. But Jan Martin is also a professional man, an educated man, who must understand that you cannot use partisan measurement and in a professional setting to determine what happened and what shouldn't happen. We can't run the country like that because today or tomorrow, when UP not there, UP people deserve their rights in the country just as any other party that will be in charge. So we must begin that conversation, or we must begin to instill that culture in all of our institutions. You see, for us, this is our job, right? But the way you run the entity is in keeping with the laws that's on the book. But if you start to wear the arrogance that you can usurp, right, and bend the rules simply resting on partisan, affiliation or convenience, then we say no, because this is not standard. So luckily, I'm going to read a statement that was issued April 22, 2026 from the Office of the President, right? Addressed to Jan Martin. First of all, this was to an extent classified, confidential. The moment, the arrogance, as soon as the person, Jan took the thing and posted it on social media. But I know that was a function of anger and all of that. And I would tell you what actually should have happened as a result of this. Because when the board chair writes a complaint, against the managing director of the airport. But then that complaint gets to be established that the complaint was heavily inundated with lies and misrepresentation. There is a moral action that must be taken. There is a moral action to uphold integrity at the highest level. And that's what the committee should have included in its recommendation. But let's read the statement. Subject, findings, conclusion, and implementation of recommendation, LAA investigation. Yamatin, Chairman, Board of Director, Liberia Airport Authority. I write on the instruction of His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai to formally convey the outcome of the investigative report into the Liberia Airport Authority and to direct immediate action. The investigation was conducted by a team led by the Ministry of Justice. Summary of key findings. The investigation found out that, among many things, following a comprehensive review, the investigative panel established the following. 1. The communication submitted to the president by the chairman did not reflect a duly authorized board position and lacked procedural legitimacy. But when Jan Martin wrote the communication to the president's office, he said it was a decision of the board. He presented it as a board decision, which is bad. People of integrity and, head of institutions at that level should not be coming this low. And the only justification Jan has for this, because he sees himself as more unity partisan than the management team that's trying to do whatever they're trying to do. And this is unfair. And this is what we were trying to expose, because we saw this scene, ugly face at NOCA, we saw it at NAFA, we saw it at Moda's area, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. We also saw it at LTA when Patrick Horner and Clarence and other people could not be on the scene and orchestrate, a process that wrongfully removed Abdullah Kamara and tie him to a situation where judicially he has no direct, connection with. But these are the actions of those are called the UP radicals. You understand? 2, for a board chair to write and lie on the board, right? He did his own thing, and then he frame it and lie and send it to the president's office. So you're trying to make fun out of it. You trying to belittle, or you think who the president is? That garbage in, garbage out. This was demeaning and disrespectful to the office of the president. It should warrant a moral punishment. But we'll come to that. 2, the allegation of a 15% kickback against the managing director was not substantiated by evidence. The man made a wildcat allegation, right? That's the trick of the UP radicals. They will throw out a blanket allegation, just as they did with A.B. Kuma at LDEA, right? Alleging the man to be dealing with drugs dealer. When it thank him to provide evidence, now no evidence, but the president, Finney luring the president into taking action against the man, removing the man to implant the stooges. That's exactly what they do. And when you send their stooges there, then they begin to steal the funnel resources. That's the goal of the UP radicals. And I'm committed to exposing them. We'll get there. The allegations were unfounded, not substantiated, no evidence, whatever. But here's what I know. The presidential committee went further. They communicated with the foreign company, and the company confirmed no knowledge of any request for 15% kickback. It was a concocted, false, misleading narrative to trigger a reaction in the president that will be dismissive, but that will be dismissing the MD, and then the radicals will achieve their agenda, and then they'll push through some kind of puppet to go there. They start to funnel resources. So when we are having these kind of conversations as critics or as critical voices on the government, we are basically helping the office of the president. As president, look, A lot of things going on. Several times I've said, Mr. President, kindly take time to listen to your critics and just look around. You will see the help you do for yourself. These buggers, they don't mean well. There exists a serious breakdown in the working relations between the board and the management, marked by mistrust and poor communication. The committee found out that there is mistrust, of course, because the board chair does not want to recognize the authority of the management, and the board chair is not working in consonance on on his personal disagreements with management with the rest of the other board. So there is mistrust and lack of proper communication between the two. So one man will wake up and write on behalf of the group, and the rest of the other group will be in disagreement. They will go to board sitting, they will approve something, and management will take action. The board chair will write another communication because he feels he has a bigger political party leverage, and he can communicate directly to the office of the president, believing that actions will be taken. And thanks to our advocacy that decapitated the coup attempt. My problem is the radicals in UP. 4, there is significant ambiguity in the LAA governance framework, particularly regarding the distinction between board oversight and management function. That is something that they have to work on. They have to fix board oversight, management function. So that's that little ambiguity that there now. That what you try to manipulate and try to nose pull the management team, and when they couldn't cave in, he put up a reactionary posture instead of do the things he started to do. Certain administrative actions by management, including staff restructuring and recruitment, were undertaken without sufficient consultation, contributing to institutional tension. 6, recruitment and appointment practices raise concerns regarding transparency and perception, but though not rising to illegality. 7, information sharing, particularly regarding payroll and financial records, was inadequately managed, contributing to mistrust. The committee also found out that staff welfare and disciplinary processes lacked sufficient documentation and structured procedures. 9, overall, the issues identified are governance and structural in nature rather than criminal. But Young communicated and said that criminalities were going on, mismanagement were going on. It did not identify structural administrative issues that needed to be reconciled in a way that management and the board can work together hand in hand to correcting the structural and administrative lapses or inadequacies. Summary recommendation. Okay, summary of recommendation. Now we come to summary of recommendation. Here are the recommendations that were made. The panel recommended the following corrective measure to all these that I just read. 1, immediate restoration of a functional and cooperative working relationship between board and management. So the board is asking the president and communicating with the team there that there should be immediate restoration of a functional and cooperative working relationship between the board and the management. 2, comprehensive review and reform of the LAA Act to eliminate ambiguities and clearly define rules. 3, reinforcement of the board's oversight rule with strict adherence, with strict avoidance of operational interference. And this is the sticky point. The board chairman believed and thought that he could usurp and interfere with the direct operational functions and running of the entity, that which the management team disagreed with. 5, 5. Establishment of a formal internal dispute resolution mechanism. So that not anytime small internal issue happen, then you write a big letter, you send it to the marshal. You should be able to resolve it there. Reassessment and restructuring of the board's leadership to improve governance effectiveness. The committee did not recommend reassessment and restructuring of the management team, but they say the board. They're trying to be, measured in the stuff, but the conclusion, the investigation established that the problem is with the board, especially under the leadership of Yan Martin. So they came here and recommended that, look, to solve whatever problem is at the airport, right, there must be reassessment and restructuring of the board's leadership to improve governance effectiveness. And sensible people, sensible mind, if you hear that, right, Mr. President, what we're saying under this, there will be no proper achievement in efficiency and effectiveness until this reassessment and restructuring, right, is handled in ways that see Yan Martin relief of his role. I mean, the best solution to that leadership problem, leadership gap within the board of directors is Yan Martin. First of all, he does not collaborate with his colleagues on issues. He takes unilateral decisions, evident by what we've seen and notes we've reviewed, and of course, testimonies provided to the very presidential investigative panel, also affirming that indeed actions and decisions taken by Yan are unilateral and they are not administrative and they're chaotic. He has to go. The man is not prepared to work as a professional man and collaborative with his colleague to achieving institutional goal and effectiveness. Now, let's come to the presidential directive in this regard. In light of the above, you are hereby directed to 1. Take immediate steps to implement all recommendations outlined, right? And part of the recommendation is to restructure, to reassess and restructure the leadership of the boards to improve what? Governance and effectiveness. Because if that is not done, then there's a problem. Now, the president's directive is that, 1, that there should be an immediate step taken to implement all recommendations outlined above within 60 days of the date of this letter, the 22nd of April. 60 days later, you should restructure the board. Find yan somewhere, yan go sit down somewhere. 2, constitute an ad hoc committee of the board to work with the management and the office of the president's legal advisor to undertake a comprehensive review of the LAA Act. Engage legal experts where necessary to expedite the process. 4, submit a draft revised act within 30 calendar days of receipt of this letter. 5, provide regular formal updates to the president's on progress made. 6, the board of directors should issue an administrative warning to the managing director in line with count 5 of the summary of key findings. In line with count 5 of summary of key findings, I will come to count 5. Let me just conclude. The president has undertaken a reassessment and restructuring of the board's leadership to improve governance effectiveness. His decision will be announced when the process is completed. Good. So the president has already taken that decision. So go ahead and achieve all of these things in 60 days. At the end of the day, the president will restructure the board. Because when we finish fixing the whole thing now, solving all of the leadership, administrative managerial issues, we put it into proper perspective, then the president restructure the board to bring character that suits in with the new reality. Further, the Liberia Airport Authority is directed to relocate to a suitable office space no later than November 30, 2026. The action will accelerate the roles of the LAA and the RIA management. Additionally, the president has approved the managing director's return to active duty from administrative leave, effective immediately upon receipt of this communication. The president expects urgency, discipline, and full institutional cooperation in executing these directives. Kind regards, sincerely, Samuel A. Stifkwa, Minister, CC the President, and so shall it be. So we have indicated. We took up this thing because we believe injustice was about to happen, and this is where we are. And in the 60 days period, we're going to keep coming back and forth on this until the president and the office of the president sees the need and recognizes why we believe that as part of what should happen is, especially in the restructuring exercise of the board, it's for the chair. I don't have a problem. There are other members on the committee equally that have got on the board, have got some issues and all of that. But the fact that the board chair will go in meeting, the board will take a decision, the board chair will go and misrepresent that and send a whole different narrative to the president's office, right, means he had an intent. And if you still keep such a person within the space, and the fact that the office of the president and the investigation panel did not establish any direct issue with the management team, means that the action was designed and concocted, right, to just institute and implement partisan nonsense. With the mayor, I do not even know whether the mayor is a partisan or whatever the case, but in the structure of the Union Party as it is, there are other people who are deemed in the category of the UP radicals who believe that they are more Unity Party people, or they deserve more in Baka government than the rest of the other UP people. Imagine in the same government, you're working for the achievement of the president's objective, and then other people are right within that same government undermining for their self and personal aggrandizement. We could sit down, we look at it, we say, oh, John Palmer, Wilson John. But this is our country. We can't do that. We must call people out and tell them that we are equally having our eyes on what is going on. We've done that across several agencies and institutions. When there are issues at fire service, we raise it. They take corrective measure. Issues at MCC, we raise it. They take corrective measure. Freeport of Monrovia, we raise it. They took corrective measure. Because we all sat down and allowed them in. They just peddle misinformation and the president. And when they're doing it, they will have people in the mansion that will be mounting pressure on the president, suspend the man, fire the man, and then the president gets fired without justice, without due process. And then due process is subject to the man removal, and he or she gets removed, and then they go start doing investigation. It turns out, look at what happened to Enfield. Now the government is in debt. The government needs to pay or reinstate the Enfield director. The government can. The same UP radicals are blocking it. Now, since the court rule, there's been no practical action. Do you want to take similar illegal actions on the basis of one man inability to cooperate and work in harmony? So he sees himself as more deserving. So he concoct and connive issues, and then wrongful dismissals happen. The person runs the court, they win, they come back. You have to put them back, or you do, the president can, because the radicals keep bending the president's hands against the law. And this is what we have on our hands, folks. These are some of the things happening. This is among themselves. This is amongst officials and people that are supposed to be working together. And this is where the president got to stamp his authority. He's got to come down high. and take real action against Yan Martin so that the rest of the other radicals know that the president means business and he's not going to take lightly any unscrupulous act of insurgency at any other government ministry or agency. Don't do that. Who do you think you are? We're running a country here to give you a piece of job. The president reposed confidence in you to discharge a function, and you start usurping your functions. To even lie and write letters, you lie on your fellow human being. You say, oh, they demanded kickback when there is no evidence to that. You lay wild claims that you could not substantiate at your level, and you think we're running a partisan club and the president cannot dismiss you or should not remove you. If we want to assign you to somewhere else, that's fine. That's within the purview, and it is the prerogative of the president to decide whether he wants to send you somewhere else or not. But your presence on the board has proven, evident by these investigations, that indeed your intent are not institutional and they have some motives that we cannot even fathom. Let's hold the management team to account based on what they're doing and what they are not doing. Nobody should be subjected to lies. Nobody should be, not even you, Yan Martin. I will not sit down here. Somebody go and put Lala together against you and stuff. When I get to know about it, I will call that person out the same way I'm calling you out. This is a bad way of running the country. A terrible way of running the country. Blah, blah, blah. The same thing at CSA. They had get ready. He read long letter, 17 grievances. He sent it to the president's office. To LBS. Fagon get ready. He read long letter. Mr. President, I want to work with the other person. Move the other person. For what? For what? Are we running the country by individual whims? They make you head of the place. The entity is guided by law. But because you have your limitation, and your limitation, you're threatened by the presence of intelligent people who are structured. You run an airport on Excel. No accounting software. Making proper accountability a nightmare at the airport. We are not even accounting properly for finances that are raised and generated at the airport. When you go there to work, you're not working to ensure that the country gets all of what it deserves. You have a backward arcade system in the place there. You're not working to reform that. You're not making proposals and suggestions to reform and improving on those ones. Look at the terminal. Look at the security persons. Look at the vulnerability that are there. Look at the tax. We're paying money. We're paying huge money, but we're getting less in service. This is the country. How do we improve and bring ourselves on par with other people? Whatever they are doing internal bickering, fighting among each other, right? You will see, I'll tell you, say that we don't want broader government to power. Is that how we're supposed to run the country? So what? When you bring government to power, so once you bend the law, bend the rule in the organization, right? And be giving your Saturday chill money, Saturday morning to go chill, go smoke cigar and blah, blah, blah. Is that the way we're going to continue running this country? Look at Liberia. We spend more money, we get no service. Look at electricity in this day and age. Look at water. Everybody is just lying. Everybody just talking. Everybody on a reform and achievement in their mouth. Go see practice, go see result. Poor delivery. This is absolutely unfair to the people. Very unfair to the people. And all you do, you wear nice suits, you hang around, you drive beautiful cars, and while you're living no transformative imprint on whatever sector you're managing or you're heading. And you go there, you start doing partisanship. You just run the country, run all your institutions by the law and stuff. When you find out that the management manual has, and you know something, you try to reform it. You bring it up to speed with current day reality and move the country. We will not be like other countries, but Ali will be making small progress. When we go to our late airport, you see efficiency, you see effectiveness, you see the security board on post, you see the checks are going on well, it's decent, it's orderly, it's timely, but you can't be standing, and then the other guy not stand on the other side, she pull her head like that, somebody got a call, let people down, blah, blah, blah. All those things are nonsense. And you that's supposed to be providing supervision, you leave your position, you go sit down in the management of it, you say because that you brought the government to power. Then you write big letter, you send it to the president's office. You go investigate and you shame, disgrace. You want big letters to come with the president, changing you. But wait, Mr. President, they won't buy you myself friend on they want. Yeah, Mr. President, you my papi on they want. But in fini you will wait, young will go. All the men who bring extremism in our politics and our governance, we'll call them out one, expose them. But the good thing about it, they're not doing good thing. They're doing good thing. They are passing around hiding behind party Bennett. So expose them, right? I'm glad the president listened to this show and they gave him briefing on it. He himself insisted. Let me tell you, the president insisted. Because it's not easy enough shit. He insisted. So y'all go. They will fix this country's problem. Come stop on Liberia. We'll come back. We'll talk capital building issue. And then, of course, we get to you and your thoughts on these and other issues quickly. Then we'll call it a day. This break. We'll come back. We'll talk real politics. This break. We'll be right back.
My musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. And I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior.
The Press Union of Liberia expresses deep concern over the gradual erosion of democratic norms, particularly the right to freedom of speech and expression under the administration of President Joseph Walker. Democracy is not tested in moments of agreement and expression under the administration expresses deep concern over the gradual erosion of democratic norms, particularly the right to freedom of speech and expression under the administration of President Joseph Walker. Democracy is not tested.
Okay. Welcome back, folks. This is the Freedom Money Rise from Freedom 87.9. And of course, this is the final lap of the conversation where we close in on some of the most topical issues in the country. So freedom of speech actions that have been taken in the words of the Press Union of Liberia's president, the union has noticed actions that erodes the practice of democracy, especially freedom of speech, all of that. And there are a lot of young people out there who understand the role of the union, or limit the role of the Press Union of Liberia to just journalists, and not only journalists. Yes, the Press Union of Liberia can talk for can talk for politicians, can talk for civil society. They say press. The press is big, it's wide. Free speech, freedom of speech, right? The Press Union speak in defense. The Press Union is not looking at your identity. It's looking at that right that you're enjoying, that's about to be restrained or is being impeded. And then the Press Union has to speak out. The Press Union does not remain silent. The history of the Press Union have not told us that. So, first of all, to begin with, our president, the president that we campaigned for, we supported, the president we believe, right, had the fortitude, the dexterity, and of course, the understanding. And we believe we have led an impartial union, a president who we believe would not have been, knock around. Was correct when he said these things. But what we are going to do is to assess the claims made, right? The claims made. Because it's important. Press Union of Liberia has note. And you may take this for a joke, but it's important. Press Union is not a joke organization. When they speak, especially on matters of press freedom, the world listens. 2 years down the road, we've been telling you. And so I say, oh, what's the intimidated? Oh, yeah, journalists have been intimidated. Our colleague, Vigo, was set ablaze right here by radicals from the regime. Oh, have you forgotten that? We have received tons of threats, life-threatening messages. Unusual movements in our environment. We've reported that to relevant authorities. We're under threat. It's just the exercise of extreme bravery and belief in the protection of our God that we keep doing what we keep doing. Yes, there is an attack on free expression. You see the actions and attitude. The U.S. even reported and accused the office of the president press secretary. MICAT, media censorship, targeting critical media organization. Do you want us to talk? Freedom of expression under threat. PUL warns of troubling democratic trends in Liberia. The Press Union of Liberia has expressed concern about what it sees as a gradual decline in respect for democratic principles, particularly freedom of speech, under the leadership of Joseph Boakai. The union on Thursday, in a press statement, noted that many citizens, including journalists and students, are increasingly uncertain about freely expressing their views without facing possible consequences. The PUL highlighted several recent developments, including the removal of Speaker J. Funati Kofa, the detention of Prophet Key, the handling of student protests at the University of Liberia, and the expulsion of Representative Yeke Koluba. And all of these qualify under dissent. What was Prophet Key jail? Because Prophet Key yelled loudly on what he believed was act inimical to the standard of justices in the country. And today, Prophet Key is behind bar. The regime feels comfortable there. It's okay. Yeke Koluba no longer has his seat any longer. He's been stripped of his seat because people in governance cycle were uncomfortable with comments coming from Yeke Koluba. Student leaders were dragged, beaten because they dared to speak out on issues. Journalists' homes have been attacked, physically assaulted, threatened daily. The leadership of the press union also pointed to concerns about proposed measures that could affect access to information and aspects of the Abdullah Kamara Act of Press Freedom. You remember? The instrument that was introduced to review and repeal and amend the Abdullah Kamara Act to limit certain aspects of press freedom. It happened in no time, but under this Bouakai administration. According to the union statement, these issues raise questions about due process, judicial independence, and the protection of fundamental rights. The release emphasized the importance of upholding the rule of law, respecting the courts, and ensuring that citizens can peacefully express their views. The union used the occasion to challenge the government to protect freedom of expression, strengthen the judiciary, ensure due process in all actions, and avoid any steps that could limit speech. It reaffirms its commitment to supporting press freedom and democratic governance in Liberia. The Press Union of Liberia said that. This is the body regulating and, of course, supervising and monitoring press-related matters in the country. Press-related matters in the country. We're coming. So, what is it? Very recently, the government of Liberia was accused by Spoon Network of chasing after its reporter that have gone to report on the Solomba border situation to provide fresh update on it. And it has become it has become a kind of attitude within the government now that anybody speaking about the Solomba and the Guinea border situation, you become a target. District number 10, Representative Yeke Koluba was expelled because he made comments about that, and that is an infringement on his press freedom. What is press freedom? The right to report without government censorship. And as it is, the government seeks to censor reports on the Solomba Guinea border situation. No matter how factual and accurate your reportage is, the government just does not want to hear it because they feel like that is presenting them as weak. And who is responsible for that? Your very self is responsible for it. You know it. You talk about it inside. You talk about it inside. Well, then you don't want it to be spoken about. Now, the latest instance of it all is the outburst against Bapolu Senator Amara Kone. His comments are clearly qualified under the spirit of freedom of speech or press freedom. He sees something as a citizen, as a statesman, and he's using the platform available to him to channel that. But then that action is being criminalized by some elements within the government cycle and by senior officials within the government, to the point where there were recommendations for punitive action. Some are saying suspend Amara Kone. Some saying expel him. Right? We're going to play Amara video and make sense of it. And somebody say, oh, he exposed national security information. What is national security information? Does the comment qualify under national security, secret? How is national security secret supposed to be available everywhere? International best practice. But the truth of the matter here is the government is not considering or placing adequate attention on the Foya-Solomba border issue, apparently because they have a truth. They have a truth that they do not want to share with us, and they want us to just absorb it as it is, and situation will fix itself for the most part. If you have seen that, and I keep saying, if you see that the Solomba border points to Guinea, officially make admittance to that. Just as Liberia went to Conakry for that meeting with Doumbouya, Sierra Leone also went there. And when the Sierra Leone went, they came back. They came back. They spoke plainly to their citizens, as discomforting as it was, but they provided whatever evidence to their citizens, and then the understanding was established. And today, right, there is no conversation about that. And that presentation was not left to, the media to gossip about. It was the foreign minister of Sierra Leone who sat on national television and explained exactly the situation with whatever the borderland, because you all remember that time what it said, when Guinea soldier went in part of Sierra Leone, quote unquote, then, and arrested Sierra Leoneans and took them over and brought the Sierra Leone flag down. We all felt outraged about that. We felt it was an act of aggression. But the people handled it diplomatically, and they realized and agreed with evidence that that part of the land is, in fact, it was being occupied illegally by Sierra Leone. This is Sierra Leoneans making admittance to it. So in fact, it is Sierra Leone that have encroached on Guinea territory by the XYZ kilometer for the period. So we have to redraw our borderline. That's for the Sierra Leoneans. Responsible government. Speak the truth to the people. The people understand over time, as discomforting as it will be. But you create an impression in the minds of the people, and your action says another thing. And then you come in war, you start to target anybody that speak about it, seeking clarity and seeking correction. Now, the senator, let me come back to Amara. Amara in its head, because I'm trying to enter his head a little bit, his psyche, to understand why he said the things he said. Believes that the situation at the border is becoming tensional and blah, blah, and no matter what the case, it has to be, proportional forces. Now that we have a chance before us to make, decision on supplementary budget, let's make more support to the AFL, because from my assessment, judging by what we have at the Solomba border with Guinea, our capacity compared to what Guinea has is not. So let's make more money available. If I even spoke about December, instead 1 year, we discussing 2027 budget in December, let's consider more money and more support for the AFL. A UP element, Yantwine, who failed his people in Nimba, started a failed campaign against Asilometer, only to be quiet at the real time that a voice needed to be heard. But that's another conversation for another day, right? Started to peddle emotional narrative. Oh, the man, blah, 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 yeah, all kind of thing. Yeah, move the man. Can you imagine? The man is siding with Guinea. The man is siding with this, blah, blah. The same way the day Yeke issue. Trust me, any day you review that Yeke thing, Yeke did not commit no wrong. Yeke was wrongfully removed. Yeke is now my man. He doesn't have to be my man. But I can tell you what happened against Yeke was injustice. Complete injustice. But again, that is the order of the day. This is the classic dissent that the President of Liberia president tries to highlight and, of course, enlist. Plethora of issues that points directly to one fact. The fact is that the government is intolerant of the exercise of freedom of expression or the freedom to form opinions on issue, and these issues must not be tailored and they must not be censored. That's what the president tried to talk about. And our partners are here, our friends are here. So let me play what the Sierra Leone foreign minister did, which is appearing like a big horrible taboo in Liberia, and our government is making everything secret,
Land, not to we get that very land, na Falaba district, we making the authorities them.
So that very land now for Palabar district, what make Guinea authority them? You listen to the Creole or whatever they call it?
Arrest with Salon authorities them for about 5 days.
So that very land, what make Guinea authority arrest our Sierra Leone officers them for about 5 days, not to be land.
Is what they say. They enter 1.4 kilometers inside their own place. And
say Sierra Leone. So your people in Sierra Leone enter 1.4 kilometer, 1.5 kilometer into Guinean territory and hoisted their flag there.
Put Salon flag there. We saute pass with foreign affairs minister. Go there and go talk diplomatic talk before they actually free. That we Salon security personnel then day. This confirmation here so come out from the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy Kaba. While they talk now the democracy.
When we go Guinea, the scientific fact is that flag was raised 1.4 kilometers inside Guinean territory. Get this as a fact. 1.4 kilometers inside Guinean territory.
You self-accepted that as Foreign Affairs Minister?
Yes, sir, because I've seen the coordinates. The coordinates has been verified.
Okay. So the Foreign Minister boldly, courageously, right, and responsibly addressed the media, and the media asks, are you saying that as the Foreign Minister? Say yes, because I've seen the coordinate. I've seen the facts. And as bitter and difficult as it was, Sierra Leonean population adjusted to the reality. So when Sierra Leoneans then, or villagers then start to see strange movement of Guinea now, they already have official information from their public, from their government in the regard. And when they start to withdraw their territory. But let's come to Liberia. Let's come to our part of the world. Our government has not made any official confirmation to us that the land belongs to Guinea in any way, shape, form, or manner. We are still put under the belief, and we still believe, and we still know that the land belongs to us because there has been no contrary evidence to the effect, especially from our government. Right? But interestingly, and of course, disturbingly, we are to live with a reality of seeing Guinean flag hoisted, Guinean officers on our Liberian SAR, right? Guinean custom officers there, to the point where Liberian movement along that path is restricted. But yet in Monrovia, somebody in the government believes that nobody should talk about that. Talking about that will be framed in treasonous way, and then you will be sorted after, and then you'll be arrested. If you can be expelled, you will be jailed. What is that? Freedom? What is that? Attack on freedom. And that's what the press union tried to highlight. And this is what the government must conform. This is what the government must face. When people go to MICAT to speak about it, first of all, the whole thing, the foreign minister who traveled with the president to that place, a matter that is a foreign affairs, right? The foreign minister has not made any public comment about the situation in Guinea. It's been left with the rest of the other people, bloggers, commentators, this, that. How you leave an official matter like that? They say about what? 27 to 30 villages are living in uncertainty. Their livelihood have been impacted hugely, and they cannot go about their regular businesses because they want confirmative information from the government to understand what is happening. We don't talk about that. We see the presence. So other people see that as something, as action we have to take on this end to prepare ourselves. Apparently, right, believing that Guinea are aggressing upon us because they feel they have way military capacity than we do. So if a senator goes to plenary, right, at a critical budget conversation or debate and highlight the need to give additional resources to enhance and develop the capacity of the army to match up or come near and to that of her competitor or her rival on the other end, so that we can make deployment and stand, and they too will see our strength and the rudeness will stop. Then the government that is hiding something, jump behind that and say, oh, you expel the man too. You move the man. So are you going to expel everybody? Are you going to remove everybody for saying the truth? You will not succeed. You will not succeed in quieting everybody, in shutting everybody's mouth. You will not. And this is where we are, folks. These are verdicts on the government. These are places where the government needs to look at. The president needs to sit in his closet and look deep into and correct. Mr. President, you are the government. You are the authority. You are clothed with the authority to make decisions on behalf of the country for the period of your presidency. And your decisions you make, right, it is assumed that every actions and decision the president takes or makes is in the best interest and the best interest of the Republic of Liberia and the citizens of this country. So if you go somewhere acting on behalf of the country, you take an action, you come back to the country, you communicate your position, and of course, that becomes final. So why are they hiding something? So please tell the Guinean to go back. That's what Liberian, that's how much, that's the biggest thing Liberian have been asking for. Under what arrangement now? We'll get our own country. Then the other country will come, they take their army pool, will gun everything, and then they live in there. It's over two months. They're there. Making it the new normal, but refusing to officially communicate that to the people. What are you hiding? This thing we said we're going to keep insisting on, we're going to keep talking about it, we're going to keep tying it in to other things. Right? So this is it. And Liberia must not cave in to stop speaking. This is your country. And the right thing must be demanded. You must not feel comfortable with the fact that you're living in your country and then Guinea authority there with the army uniform. It's discomforting. You must never. Guineans will never feel comfortable with that. To see Liberian army enter into Guinean territory, Gekedu or whatever, and then declare, just like what is happening in Gaza or even in Lebanon, as the Israeli forces, the RDF, is advancing and drawing the yellow line. Do you know what the yellow line is? Where Palestinian territory have been divided almost into equal half. And no Palestinian dare cross the yellow line. And Israeli army, I believe, to be going beyond the yellow line and establishing, bases to protecting the yellow line. You've seen video where you see, students will go to the line. They will be chanting. Have you not seen that video? Go on our land, remove the barrier, blah, 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 right? It's almost like that. So I would say that Guinea come and put a barrier and come and draw a line to the point where even senior officials of the government that have visited that place have not had access to beyond the buffer zone. And when people ask questions about that, it's a problem. So, okay, you let the men come that way. When the men go sit down again, they ting, then they say, no, they're not lying now, they go inside further. By the time we'll be ready. Will that be the time we'll be ready? Anything is possible. They say, oh, okay, let's go inside further. Right? Then they go again, 7 kilometers again, they pull line. Say, nobody more come. Press freedom needs to be prioritized, needs to be respected, needs to be protected. It is true, it is real, right? That there is political persecution for people's thought in this country under Mr. Boakai. It has to be fixed. The government must address it. The Ministry of Information is being very rude and disrespectful and selective, right? So if you are not, against press freedom and what have you, why do you deny and remove all critical media reporters from government institutions? Why do you deny Freedom FM access to government functions? Isn't that equal to censorship? You are censoring under press freedom, right? You ought to be free. The system ought to be free against government censorship. Regulatory censorship. Press freedom. Where I can be from Freedom FM and wear my Freedom FM jacket, and there's a government function, I go there and nobody should stop me. Do you see that practice under the government? No. Even legal assignments are being reviewed and denied at the executive level and at the legislative level, especially at the House of Representatives. Our own friend. Hence, it's one of the young men denying media institution he believed to be, quote unquote, opposition. Deny them. He put in all kind of bottleneck, rubber hands, removing reporters who's indeed, when lawmakers go and get complaint about the law, they reported. He removed them. Reporters that refuse to play along, he removed them. The Senate is even much better. But the House, complete censorship. Anti-press freedom. Go across the government. So the verdict on the government is clear. The IMF, not the IMF, but the U.S. Embassy spoke about it. Our press union have finally let the cat out of the bag. And this is true. See the barrage of attack on the man, insulting the man, calling the man all kinds of names for saying the truth in the government. You can't say truth. You can say truth. The ordinary people won't slap your ear. The powerful people won't put you in jail. They won't do this. Let's hear you. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. The Amakoni Conversation, the Press Union of Liberia, and of course, what do you think? Let's hear you. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
I'm fine. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Nathaniel. Come on, come in, Sojo. The toy child of Israel.
Go ahead.
Listen to me, let me tell you something. I want to speak on the polo lamb today.
Mm-hmm.
When you read the book of 1 Samuel chapter 8, the Israel said they wanted king. They went to Samuel, or our own king. And Samuel went back to God. And God told Samuel, said, oh, said, they don't have to wait till anybody did it to me. But go tell them, said they said they want their own king. The king will rape their children. They take all their land, they take everything for them. Samuel went to them and told them, they said, yeah, we want it. So now, into 22, and God told Samuel, said, Samuel, go get them the king. And Samuel went and get the king to them. So now we Liberian. Me, I don't speak on politics. And for the two child of Israel, God sent me here for a reason. Because God told me, Liberian, we are the better nation. We need to visit the Constitution, and the Constitution is supporting us today. Mark the one. If we not visit the Constitution, then Liberian not going to know where we'll be that day.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry for security. I'm a security person. I will not let the government here. Can you permit me?
Go ahead.
I believe under this government, security and the press is a great enemy to the government. And that's what they believe. But they don't want the truth to be told. Because it's almost like you're in your house and something happened, you're welcome outside, leave the train inside, you come inside. But what happened? You don't get anything. They will insinuate that. Everybody will be carrying their own story. Maybe something won't happen, maybe the other won't happen. But when you're not telling it, I just feel that happening outside, beneath your rush outside. Everybody inside the house, you're carrying, everybody will get their own way of carrying their own story. So they can hear something beneath it. They need to be truthful to us. They need to tell the actual story.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell the people the truth.
Simple. The same way they come and tell us clearly. Let's hear it. Let's know what has happened.
Realize something is there. You got something that they are hiding from us. That is hiding from the Liberian people.
But it's bad. You can't get the country land all like that. Thank you very much. Right? While the president is saying to the world that the country is okay, things are fine, the vice president is admitting on national radio that poverty and unemployment remain unacceptably high in Liberia. You see that? You see, the truth can hide. When the president go out, the president is telling the people, say, oh, the country all right. And the president gets annoyed when the citizens are complaining, not necessarily because they have a problem with him or they didn't like him, but to just raise their plight with him. The president gets angry. He called them. He quit them to a barking dog that he's not going to pay attention to because he want to go wherever he want to go, right? Then the vice president goes. The vice president is on national radio. The vice president makes admittance to what we are saying. We are saying things are not fine. We are pushing the leader and the government to deliver on her promises and pay attention to the real issues affecting the country and stop wasting Liberia time on George Weah and the CDC. You have 6 years to rescue this country. You have 6 years to transform this country. You have 6 years to leave a legacy of transformation and change. Focus on that and deliver it. Today, your vice president says one thing, the president says another thing. The president says one thing, the vice president disagrees. The president says one thing, the vice president provides, a disagreeing position. Right? The president says things are okay in the country. The vice president says poverty and unemployment remain unacceptably high in Liberia today. Let's continue with the cause. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother. That is why I will not even waste my time to say I will go and listen to 5 person because you guys will cut the major spot and bring it on this show and we'll follow it. He is there this morning, the captain near the out of it, and that's why we talk about the people. They sensible. Look at my events. You try to take some of the register that you refer to as opposition. A for A. That is how your message will go forth. But you just want for your message to be surrounding those that support you. Again, sir, it is why it is. But that was the line that I was pushing for Buaka. You don't think the image of the country out there that way. Be balanced. So that people will know the prevailing situation in the country. No, Amarapone didn't say anything wrong. Nothing. And in fact, plenary power in. Maybe this senator Nyantoy don't know that. That Amarapone or any other legislator is not a big question once they are in plenary. The statement the brother is a lie. That is true. It doesn't work for us all that people. We are acting on another station. Oh, Amara, yet to a year. You want for Amara to make a decision for the president serving as the prime minister? You went at the will of pleasure of the president. President was saying up for $500,000 for AFL. The Amara will say no, we'll put $700,000 for AFL. It doesn't work that way. So Amara, it just internal is another way that the government want to continuously come down on political politics in the country, but Amara you don't want to do that, going to bow down. What you say is reality. Guinea Army, yes, it's true. They have all that. They is calling that we should put money there to increase the size of our army, give them good money, give them equipment, so they can be able to serve up. Today, the Guineans are now the new Goliath in the life of Liberia. They are on our soil. We can't say nothing. We can't do nothing. When you say it, they chase you, but they still occupy our land. Yes, we need to be increased in size when you come to our army and with good equipment. Amara is not wrong. We're defending either. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, we will continue to take calls and also bring analysis, brief analysis or highlights from the vice president, wherever he is. So the vice president on national radio again provided another contradictory position. You know, you have to be honest and fair to yourself. You have to be a man of integrity, right? This is the vice president who's also saying this morning that foreign people in Liberia can steal more than Liberians. Trying to juxtapose foreign people getting contract in Liberian companies and blah, blah, right? He says when a Lebanese, Indian, or British steals, it is huge, according to him. So the people can steal plenty. But when the Liberian, it can be just $2,000 to $3,000. That's the vice president. First of all, the vice president is fundamentally in error to be justifying in any way, form, or manner stealing from the people. He must be promoting responsible and accountable attitude, not a stealing culture, whether small or big. But this man is okay. He's okay with stealing, but he believes he has a measure on it, right? This is terrible. Vice President Kuhn is not even a decent man either, right? And this is what you have to understand. I don't care about whatever politics they try to do and blah, blah, blah. That's up to them, but it's important for us to know. But look at the contradiction and the deception and the hypocrisy in the vice president, right? This is the vice president who fronted for a Chinese company over a Liberian company in the acquisition of the yellow machine. Guess what? Right? This is the same vice president sitting on national radio thinking Liberians have forgotten and trying to play politics and saying that, oh, foreign people can steal, so he must be a Liberian company. When he is given the opportunity, he funds for a Chinese company, a friend of his who he has been dealing machinery and trucks businesses with before even becoming vice president, and now delivers the acquisition of the yellow machine project to a Chinese company over ABK that was preferred, that was confirmed, that was satisfied by the president's office. You can run the country on lies and deception. You can do that, right? You the same man who they gave you the right, say, oh, go find company there to bring yellow machine. Under the same arrangement, right? But you prefer a Chinese man taking that money, the loan that are taking, you prefer that loan going to a Chinese company than a Liberian company. But today you can't say that on national radio, you're talking about who can steal. So you know foreign company can steal. You know Chinese company can steal more. You stay to the company, you stay to the contract and give it to the Chinese company. My people, that you own a leader and you're getting the control. Eh? Let's talk about our free speech. 0776 104 104 06 500 104 are the numbers. Let's take more calls. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I think you're the second to the last call. My time is up. Go ahead.
I'm Kukure from Kawa.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what you're saying to the people or to us is wonderful. But I will get to it. I am one thing. But what I say in the whole country, what's going on is the constitution, what the people wrote. What Eddie Johnson said, the other one they call Guru Mususka, you almost 10 million good review. They review what he did and we see the report or the review. And the constitution said it's happening in the whole country.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead. You're the final call.
Opoya Bamo.
Go ahead, Bamu.
Calling from Johnsonville.
Mm-hmm.
When you spray or hair, hooligan people put them to hair, what you expect?
You expect hooliganism?
Okay, thank you. I start that far.
Okay, thank you very much. Fellow Liberian, this is it. Our job is to talk, speak the facts, speak the truth to power, and let's hope that our leaders listen and of course they will change. But from what I know and what I've seen and the way things are going, this is not a listening government. They keep swimming in contradictions and of course without any clear purpose of serving the best interest of the country. They will alienate, they will discriminate, they will lie, they will present false pictures, but the judgment is upon you. This thing that was meant to be a rescue has turned out to be a blatant excuse for colossal failure. 2 years down the road, no major project dedicated, no ribbon cut. 2 years down the road, no transformative impact policy introduced. 2 years down the road, no beds in the hospitals. Students are still sitting on racks in public schools. Public clinics are empty, no drugs, no staff. And this is the rescue government. Of course, folks, my name is Abu. It's always a good thing to be here sharing breakfast with you on some of the most critical issues in the country. Our time is up, and this is how I like to bring the curtains down on this Monday morning edition of the nation's most listened to breakfast conversation, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Freedom fighter. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they kill their crown, they change their mind. When they kill their crown, they change their mind.